Eric Bolling, The Edge, the quiet before the breakthrough. If you're doing everything right, you're showing up, you're putting in the hard work, and suddenly the calls stop. The feedback disappears. Nothing seems to be moving, certainly not in your direction. This episode is for you because this is the phase where most men quit right before things change. There's a phase nobody warns you about. The effort's right, the discipline intact, but the response goes quiet. You get ghosted. No applause, no validations, and silence feels like failure, but it isn't. It's the quiet before the breakthrough. This phase actually exists in every single arena: sports, business, careers, creative work. And it's dangerous because it doesn't look like progress. It doesn't feel like progress. It looks like nothing at all. You're still showing up, you're still training, you're still refining, you're still putting in the hard work, but no one's calling yet. Men are wired to read that as rejection. It's not. It's calibration. Michael Jordan didn't win a championship until his 7th season. 6 years of brilliance. 6 years of losing. Great numbers, unreal highlights, and early exits from playoffs. No one said he wasn't great. He was, but the results weren't there yet. What he did during those years is what made it all possible. The championships, the three-peats, the repeats of the three-peats. If you're still watching, this part matters. Dwayne Johnson gets cut from football, $7 in his pocket, no backup plan. Wrestling comes next, grinding, traveling, obscurity at first, then acting, small roles, forgettable movies. Years before anyone called him a star. People remember the breakthrough. They forget the quiet part. J.K. Rowling gets rejected by publishers over a dozen times. Same exact manuscript, same story. 12 no's, 1 yes, and history changes. That's how thin the line is between being ignored and the inevitable success. Let's talk about why men quit. Men don't quit when it's hard. We quit when our effort stops producing a response. Pain is understandable. Silence, confusing. Silence makes men double their judgment. And what's worse, it makes men make mistakes on top of it. A little personal context here. I want to make this practical and personal for you because I've lived this phase more than once, more than twice, many times. Different arenas, same silence. That moment, baseball, Wall Street, television, different worlds, same test. And it is a test. The silent part is the test. Baseball. In professional baseball, you can do everything right and still hear nothing. You train alone, you grind away in anonymity. You play in front of empty seats, no headlines, no guarantees. The guy who makes it, there's the ones who aren't just the most talented, they're the ones who work the hardest, but more importantly, they're the ones who are patient. They strive, they survive long stretches of silence without changing who they are, the way they play. That league, Major League Baseball, breaks important men. More importantly, it breaks impatient men. I'll give you a quick example. I'm a senior in college. No one was calling me. My friends were getting calls from agents. They're getting calls from scouts. They're getting calls from professional coaches, guys I was playing with. I was better than them. Not a call. Senior year, our stadium was built, brand new stadium. The Pittsburgh Pirates came down to dedicate the stadium, Rollins College, 1984. They had their major league team there. Don Robinson was their starting pitcher, their number one pitcher. Bottom of the second inning, I was up. He threw me a fastball right over the plate. I hit a home run over the left field fence. Not just a little bit, way the hell over the left field fence. I was playing third base at the time. The coach starts talking to me. Third base coach starts talking to me. Hey, kid, you want to get drafted? Is this what you want? I'm like, hello, yeah. I'm like leading the freaking league in home runs and batting average and on-base percentage. Of course I did. My second at bat, I hit another ball that was going over the left center field fence, and Bobby Bonilla, remember Bobby Bonilla and the Pirates, caught the ball over the fence. Like you couldn't let a college kid get a second home run. Make a long story short, I was sitting through the most horrendous quiet period of my life. My friends are talking about being drafted. I thought I was being passed over. One afternoon changed everything for me. Drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates. On Wall Street, the quiet looks very, very different. You're making disciplined trades. You're managing risk. You're following your plan, your game plan, your trading plan, because everyone has one, right? But the phone isn't ringing. No one's noticing. No one's saying, hey, we need to get you more money to trade. We need to get you bigger. It's just you. It's you against the world. No praise, no reinforcement. But if you chase action, you chase trades. And if you chase trades, you force trades, you just absolutely get clobbered, destroyed. You're chasing it to feel momentum, but you're making trades that you wouldn't normally make. And you're doing it because you're chasing the accolations. You're chasing the pats on the back. You're chasing the wins. Never a good way. Always a losing trade. You always lose. That's silence, though. That's silence. That moment should have been protection. Instead, if you chase it, you lose. If you just take that silence and own it, own the silence. This is very important. It's telling you to stay sharp instead of getting loud and chasing. On the trading floor, I'll give you a great example. One of the first weeks of my trading career, I had no money. I was a broke kid from Chicago, just blew out my shoulder playing baseball, not a dime, end up in New York City with a resume, found a place I needed to be. I saw a trading floor, 2,000 guys up in arms, yelling, open outcry trading. I said, I got to do this. I can do this. I got to do this. Didn't have the money. Took a while to work and save and scrounge and borrow. Put together some money to put in my pocket to go lease a seat on the trading floor. First couple of weeks, I did great. Fine. Making a little bit of money here. I'm like, wow, I could do this. I got this. I got this. And then it got quiet. And then the market got quiet. And I was too new to understand this. But I still wanted to show everyone I was a good trader. And I wanted to show myself I was going to be able to do this and make the money. So I started chasing trades. By Friday of about the third or fourth week, I chased a trade right into a rabbit hole, right down the drain. And I lost every dime I had. I lost every dime I had and then some. You want to talk about a quiet? The quiet bit me in the ass. I went home, studio apartment in New York City, closed the shades, locked the door, turned the phone off. That quiet taught me everything I needed to know. Not right away. First I was sad, I was depressed, I can't do this. By the end, I think my mom had called me at some point and said, you better not quit, you better not quit. By the end of that weekend, I got back up on that Monday and I realized, stop chasing the trades. When trade comes, you make the trade, make the money. And quiet was very, very important. It cost me a lot of money to learn the lesson, but it was a great lesson. So television. Television may be the most misleading, misunderstood, most difficult terrain of all the arenas to deal with, to negotiate. You can deliver. You can do the work. You might even move the needle and still silence, quiet, nothing. No feedback, no clarity, no roadmap, certainly no pats on the back, but that silence makes people panic generally. They overreact. They start to become more flamboyant on television, say things that they would not normally say. You overcorrect sometimes, but the chase again, you chase approval. You say bigger and more outrageous things just to get something, just to get some reaction. I've watched that chase end careers. I'll tell you, you never know in television if they love you or hate you. I'm not talking about the audience. I'm sure the audience says, we love you, you're amazing, big fan, big fan. What matters is the managers, the bosses, the CEOs, the programmers, whether or not you're going to stay on television or not, and they will never show their hand to you. It's insane. There's no pats on the back there at all. You don't know if they love you or hate you. One day, I was offered, I go from CNBC, one of probably the biggest business broadcast networks in the world, and I get picked up by, well, I'll tell you, Fox News, all right, the biggest, the big kahuna in news. I wasn't sure if anyone liked me or hated me. I wasn't sure. I was a new kid. I was a floor trader who did some financial television. All of a sudden, I'm doing major breaking news stories on TV. Everyone hated me. All the competitors, all the people who worked there couldn't stand it. Kid has no journalism degree. He's just stepping right into it. And I don't know if the management likes me or not. I'm not sure if I'm doing a good job or not. Months of this. One day, again, that silence really messes with your head. Thinking maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe I should have gone and stayed with trading. I wish I'd not hurt my shoulder and stayed in baseball. But one day I get a call, hey, can you host the morning show? 3 hours in the morning. Sure, I'll host the morning show. Love to do it. Great, I've done it before. It's been great. That afternoon, they say, we're going to need you for the 8 o'clock show, big prime time show, biggest show on the network. I just done 3 hours in the morning. I'm going to do the 8 o'clock. And then before the 8 o'clock show starts, the 9 o'clock host couldn't make the show because he was covering something in Des Moines, Iowa, and he was out of the pocket. They couldn't get a signal. So the 8 o'clock, I'm in the biggest show in all of cable news. And then I'm going to do the 9 o'clock as well. So I did the morning show, the 8 o'clock, and the 9 o'clock. 11 million people saw me that day. 11 million people. That's the day. It was the quiet, the questioning. I didn't chase, though. I just kept doing my job. I just kept showing up. I just kept the same demeanor, the same personality, and same delivery. And what do you know? One day I do the morning show, 3 hours, the 8 o'clock and the 9 o'clock, 11 million people watch me that day. The rest is history, folks. 18 years, my television career, 18-year career began in earnest on that one day. See the common denominator here? When you chase it, whether it's a trade, whether it's approval, or chase the next home run, just to get some attention, it never works. I've watched it end career after career after career in all three arenas. There's a pattern. There's a common thread. Every arena tests your patience before it rewards your output. Not to punish you, but to filter you. Silence is the gatekeeper. It separates the men who trust their preparation from the men who need applause to function. There's right moves and the wrong moves. The wrong moves, when things go quiet, most men chase the validation. We just talked about it. They knock harder. They explain more. They ask for reassurances. They expose the work too early. Very important. If you expose the work too early, it's not ready for the world, and the world will push it back right in your face. But that weakens your position too. Confidence compounds in silence. Important. Let me say that again. Confidence compounds in silence. Desperation leaks in noise. Begging for attention has never made anyone look strong, ever. What actually wins, though? When things go quiet, the move isn't to panic, to get louder, to beg for appreciation, to, hey, look at me. That's not the move. The move is discipline. Tone it down. Get quiet. Sharpen your craft. Reduce distractions. Prepare for scale, because scale is coming next. Momentum doesn't announce itself. It shows up suddenly to people who are ready. December's the end of the year. It's not a finish line. It's a forge. December is a forge to make you stronger for what? January. Because January is execution. The men who worked while it was quiet look like overnight successes. Feels quiet for us right now, right? End of the year, not sure what's going on. Hopefully next year is going to be better. I'm chasing approval. I need someone to pat me on the back, right? But no, you stay quiet, you regroup, you compound your strength, because scale is happening. That's where strength compounds. That's where leverage is built. And that's where most men walk away. Right before it turns. Right before it gets better. So stay with it. Stay with us. We're building a movement. We're glad you'll be here. You'll be glad you stuck with us. You'll win more. You'll feel better about yourself. You'll have more confidence, and you'll find your edge. This right here is the edge.